Hello and welcome to this restorative winter yoga practice. I'm Sarah and today we'll be slowing down, turning inwards and unwinding any tension brought on by the cold winter weather. This class designed to provide a physical as well as mental lift on those all too frequent dark and dreary days. Bring any blocks, bolsters and blankets to become fully immersed and maximise comfort. We're going to begin today's practice sitting towards the back of our mat, coming in to a wide-legged child's pose. Bringing our big toes to touch, keeping our knees as wide as the mat. We'll walk our hands forward and begin to rest your forehead down towards the ground. We'll begin to bring ourselves onto the mat and into the practice. Bring yourselves into our body and noticing our breath. Noticing each inhale as it enters the body and noticing each exhale as it leaves. Following the breath down through the body. And we'll gently release. We'll look towards our hands, hover our body forward. We're going to come up to sitting towards the top of our mat. So we'll keep our feet nice and wide so we can bring our hips in between our feet. We'll bring our bolster behind our back, so resting right down towards our lower back. And we're going to begin to lower down onto our bolster. If you feel any discomfort in the neck, you could always rest a pillow or a cushion under the head for a little bit more support. And you can stay with the hands resting on the feet, or you could begin to extend them up and overhead, taking hold of opposite hand for a full heart opener. We'll begin to fully and completely release. Softening the muscles down through the body. And beginning to find our breath. Slowing down each inhale and each exhale. And we'll gently release, bring the hands back down along the body, taking hold of the feet and using the strength of your arms. We're going to bring ourselves sitting back up off the bolster. We can place it off to one side for the moment. And from here, we're going to begin to extend our right leg away from us, extending it long on the mat, toes pointing up. Bring our left leg to rest to the inside of the right leg, and we'll take a forward fold from here by walking the hands forward, hinging from the hips, and just begin to relax and allow the body to melt heavy. Allowing the spine to softly round and relax through the head and the back of the neck. Keeping the hips connected with the mat. And begin to relax through the back of the right leg. Noticing any tightness or any tension. And just releasing with each exhale. And we'll gently release and come back out. We're going to take hold of our prop. We're going to bring it to the inside of the right leg, resting it right in towards the belly. Begin to look over the right toes, hinging forward from the hips once again. And we'll fold over our prop, resting our forehead heavy, resting our arms down alongside the bolster. Melting any tension out of the body and inviting softness and ease. Relax the shoulders, soften them down your back. Gently coming out, plant the hands, walking them back and towards the body to bring yourself sitting back up nice and tall. From here, we're going to bring our legs into shoelace by wrapping our right leg on top of the left leg. We'll bring our bolster to rest over towards the right side of the body. We want our knees to rest down heavy, one on top of the other. Resting our head into our right hand and our elbows comfortably falling onto the bolster. You could extend the left arm up and overhead for a deeper opening through the left side body. And begin to find stillness in the body. Sending the breath deep into the left lung. Noticing the gentle rise and fall with the breath. And after your next breath, we'll gently come out, pressing ourselves up nice and tall. And we'll uncross our legs. From here, we're going to take it over to the next side. So we'll extend our left leg long away from us, draw the sole of the right foot in towards the left leg, and we'll take our forward fold to begin with. Hinging from the hips, walk the hands forward, and fold over the legs. Maybe the forearms are resting on the mat. Maybe you're staying with your hands planted. Whatever variation of your fold that you're in, just begin to find that stillness. Keeping the hips nice and heavy and connected with the mat. And we'll gently press ourselves back up out of the pose. Nice and slowly walk the hands towards the body. We'll take hold of our bolster and we'll bring it to the inside of the left leg. We'll begin to twist and look over to the left toes, and we'll take our fold from here, walking our hands long, resting our forehead down. and begin to melt and soften. Allowing the shoulders to release and relax. Creating more space through the spine, through each vertebrae. Relax the muscles. Keeping that awareness with your breath. And we'll gently release. Bring your head back up, walking your hands towards our body. And we'll move our bolster off to one side. And we'll bring ourselves into shoelace by wrapping the left leg this time on top of the right leg, resting the knees heavy down one on top of the other. And we'll bring our bolster over towards the left side of the body, and we'll rest our elbow down, rest our head onto our hand, and finding a nice opening through the right side of the body. Maybe bringing the right hand to rest up and overhead. Just get a deeper opening down through the chest, right down into the hips. And draw your awareness to the hips, making sure you're keeping that connection with the mat, making sure you're not beginning to tense, creating discomfort down through the body, keeping it all nice and soft, nice and easy. And we'll gently release the top arm back down, and as slowly as you can, we'll bring ourselves back up, sitting nice and tall. And we'll place our bolster off to one side. We'll uncross our legs nice and gently. They might be a little bit stiff, a little bit tight as we hold these poses for a few breaths. And from here, we're going to bring ourselves into caterpillar pose. We'll extend our legs long, and we'll bring our bolster to rest on top of our legs. Tuck the bolster right in close to the belly, and we'll begin to fold over the legs. Rest the forehead down heavy. Maybe if you need to, you could always place a pillow underneath the head for a little bit more support. You can rest the arms long against the legs, or you can take hold of the shins or the legs for a little bit more support. Allow the spine to round naturally and begin to completely release. As we hold these poses for a few breaths, you might feel you don't need the support of the bolster anymore, and you can place it off to one side and just allow yourself to fold back over the legs. as you begin to draw your awareness back to the breath. Creating deep inhales and long exhales. Imagining with each exhale, you release into the pose a little bit more. The muscles relax and soften even more. We'll gently bring ourselves out of our caterpillar pose as slowly as you can, unraveling, stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time. So the shoulders and the head are the last thing to come up. And from here, we'll bring ourselves onto our mat. We'll bring the soles of the feet to touch. We'll drop our knees nice and heavy. And we come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring your arms up and overhead. Coming into a full heart opener. Begin to soften down through the body. And draw your awareness towards the crown of your head. Down to your forehead as you release and soften. Down to your eyes as they become heavy in their sockets. And down to your jaw as it releases and relaxes. Soften the muscles in your face and relax through your shoulders. Relax through the upper body, melting the muscles in your belly and allowing your hips to hang heavy. Noticing the weight of the legs and down to your feet. So your whole body is totally relaxed. And we'll release, bring your arms back down along the body. Bring your hands to the outer sides of the legs and draw the knees back together. From here, we're going to come into a twist by drawing the knees in towards the chest. We're going to pick up the hips, bring them over to the right as we drop our knees to the left. We'll bring our arms into cactus, bending at the elbows, palms facing the sky, and bring our gaze to look over to the right. Twisting from the belly. We fully release and let go. We'll draw our awareness back to the breath. Relax the shoulders heavy on the mat. And just notice how as we hold these poses for a few breaths, the mind might want to begin to drift and wander. And if it does, draw it back to your breath. Notice the thoughts that are running through the mind and allow them to drift by, and letting them go. Gently release, bring the head back to center and bring the knees back up. And we'll take it to the next side. We'll shimmy our hips over to the left, drop the knees over to the right, bring the gaze to look to the left, twisting at the belly. We relax and release. Relaxing through the muscles, scanning down through the body to notice that you're not holding any tension. Inviting warmth and ease. Inhale fully and exhale fully. Follow the breath down through the body and back up out through the nose. And bringing the head back to center. And very slowly and mindfully, we'll bring ourselves out of our twist, plant the feet back onto the mat. And shift the hips back in line with the spine. And from here, we'll bring our bolster to rest under our knees. We're making our way into our final pose, into our shavasana, so we can rest our hands down towards the lower part of our belly. Allow the feet to become floppy. Allow the shoulders to rest heavy down towards the mat. And begin to follow the breath once again. As you inhale, you feel the belly pressing in towards the hands. And as you exhale, you feel the drop and the pull of the belly towards the spine. And this is where I'll leave you for today. I encourage you to stay in your shavasana as long as you can. And thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again on the mat very soon. Namaste.